Hi, I think I am live right now. I'm just going to share this on my story really quickly so that I can let everyone know that I am live. So let me adjust the audio here because I just I just heard myself talk in my own ears, which isn't great. So, I am sucking at Instagram stories today. Oh, okay. I am going to delete this. I can't delete it. Okay. We're already off to a great start because I am sucking at technical stuff today. Okay, so hi. If you are here, let me know in the chat. Let me actually pull up the chat here. So I am changing up my time schedule, at least for the time being, at least for now. Let me see if I have everything going on. Yes, I do. So I'm using a little bit of a different feature right now to go live. I don't. You know what? The technical stuff isn't isn't interesting if you are just a watcher. I'm just gonna wait until a couple of more people drop in, and then I'm gonna start doing the readings because we have quite a bit to talk about today. Let me try again for the live. Or for my Instagram stories live now doing political tarot readings, and I use my favorite sparkly heart emoji. Okay, so let me know if you are here right now. And you know what? If you have any questions that you would also like me to cover regarding into world news or politics, feel free to let me know in the chat. I will be reading the chat, obviously. And yeah, I am excited to. I always really like, first of all, getting chats from people, but also answering you guys' questions because ultimately these streams are to help us all get insights into world news, politics, all that complicated stuff. So, and I want to provide some insights on that. Let's see, join us live or join me, I guess, live now. Okay, sharing that on Instagram. I'm really like, some people do this so quickly on Instagram. Not me. Not me. Okay. So I usually go live in the afternoon or my afternoon. And as you can see by the lighting, probably it's the evening time now. It is 7 p.m. here. So the lighting isn't great. Okay, you know what? Let's get started. There's so much that I want to talk about today. So the first, I'm just gonna edit timestamps as I go. The first topic that I have is that Brazil it has a new president, or at least they elected a new president. I don't think the power exchange has already happened, but they do have a new president, and it is thought of, or it people think that what is going to happen is that the new president is going to take better care of like the Amazon rainforest. I think that's how you call it in English. I know all these names, but I always have pronounced them in Dutch, so that's a little hard sometimes to translate it back to English. So I have a couple of decks here that I'm interested in working with. I'm just gonna grab my Rider-Waite-Smith right now. I have my Centennial Edition. So the question that I have written down is basically the same one that I asked for the UK twice on these streams. What the prime ministers are gonna do or were gonna do for the UK. Right now, I want to know, what is Lula da Silva? I think that's his name, Lula da Silva or Lula. I don't really know how to pronounce that. What is he gonna do for Brazil? Julia, thank you so much for being here, and round of applause to Brazilian voters for preventing another potential dictatorship. Yes. Ooh, okay. So the first card that I got is the King of Swords. He is really gonna be the authority. Like, the King of Swords to me is the authority figure. So I think Lula da Silva is going to really take charge. He's really going to be that authority figure. I think that for the most part, or for a big part, he's going to deliver on his promises. I do think that he will. I think that he has this strong sense of self. He has this strong sense of judgment. Oftentimes, I think the King of Swords looks a little bit like Justice in from the Major Arcana. So I do think that he's gonna at least really try to deliver on his promises. If he doesn't deliver on his promises, then it will most likely be because people are trying to prevent him from doing so. But I do think that overall he has the ideologies that he is outwardly saying. I do think that those are his true ideologies and that he truly believes in them. So I think that is a really great. I think that's a really great sign. Also, strength. I do think that he does have the strength to, like we see here, this person taming a lion, right? So I do think he has the strength to tame either. Yeah, no, what I think is he has the strength to tame these people around him who are maybe trying to go against him, doing what he wants to like make happen what he wants to do. There will be people who are going to try and prevent him from doing certain things, but I think he is strong enough, he has authority enough, he has personality and charisma enough to not let it get to him. I am really enjoying this energy, and I don't always enjoy energy. And saying, or not always enjoy the energy that I get with political tarot readings. That being said, I do have the Five of Swords here as well. So this could indicate either him, Lula da Silva, having an ulterior agenda, having an ulterior motive. So even though he might, I do think that he believes in these causes, he believes in these ideals that he is talking about, and he is really going to make a stance for those ideals to make them happen. There might be some sort of a catch, or there might be some sort of a hidden agenda, or he is going to hurt certain people or certain groups of people in order to make those ideals happen. Because what we see in the Five of Swords is we see someone winning at all costs, having all the swords and leaving other people with nothing. So to me, this we could see this as him. How do I want to say this? Him not necessarily hurting, not necessarily on purpose either, but some people being. I have this Dutch saying in my head, but some people not profiting, but like struggling because of what he's trying to do, or because of the way he's trying to do it. Interesting. Interesting. So let me actually see, what is he like truly gonna do for Brazil? What can we see happening maybe within the first year of his presidentship? We have Temperance, Page of Cups. He's really gonna put on the charisma. I really think he's gonna put on the charisma. I think he's gonna like, we also have the Page of Cups here, so I think something surprising, but also Temperance, sort of tempering any fires, like literally with the Amazon rainforest, I guess, taking care of it. But I don't know if there are if how polarizing the politics are in Brazil. I don't really know much about politics in Brazil, but I do think that he's gonna really try to temper some of the emotions that may have been running high during the elections. So I think that he is going to be able actually to take some people who were really in the camp of the other like elective person, the person who is now president, that Lula da Silva won from. I think people who were first really pro the previous president are slowly going to warm up to Lula and or Lula da Silva. They're slowly going to warm up to him because I think he's going to surprise them in some way, and he's going to temper the emotions a little bit. So any emotions that have been running really high, I think he's going to be able to temper those. And even here with the Hermit card, I don't know if this is going to be him or if this is the effect that he is going to have on some people. The Hermit card in this case, it reminds me of looking within and questioning your previous, maybe in this case, your previous political beliefs. So I think that some people who didn't vote for him are still going to end up liking him because of his charisma and because of the fact that I don't think he's really similar. Sorry, I was a little bit confused because my YouTube stream seems to be doing something completely different and my Twitch stream seems to have cut off. So, is my internet connection not doing great? I feel like something is going on, so I'm going to refresh my pages. This is strange. Okay, my Twitch is back up and so is my YouTube. Okay, I was a little concerned. Oh, okay, YouTube stream is fine. Okay, well, if YouTube is fine, Twitch should be fine as well because I'm putting them out at the same time. Anyway, what I was saying, what I think is people who did not vote for Da Silva is they are still going to get to like him in some sort of way, or they are going to be able to tolerate him. And I think the influence that Da Silva is going to have, because he's going to be so surprising and he's going to make the people who didn't vote for him reconsider their political beliefs. That is what I think, and people are gonna sort of go back to the drawing board and see like what are my actual political beliefs, because I used to really look up to this previous president, but now I'm really liking the current president with Da Silva. So I think I don't know if I'm saying it correctly if I say like a shift in the political landscape for Brazil, but those are the words that came to mind. So that is what I'm gonna run with. Ooh, like I said, I like his energy. I do think there might be a tiny little bit off with the. I'm saying that with the Five of Swords. Hmm. Just because there might be something that we don't know yet. There might be a way that he wants to go about his plans um, that could hurt like minority groups or like people. I want to say like low in the food chain, but what I mean is like people who are not really financially well off. Those are the people who are gonna struggle through this. That is the feeling that I'm getting here. Ooh, okay. So I'm going to take another sip of my tea. Okay. It is now 12:55. Also, if you see this spot here and it looks like it is hair dye that I got on my face that I didn't scrub off early enough, so it's leaving a stain I'm trying to cover up with foundation, but it doesn't work, that's because that is exactly what happened. I dyed my hair earlier today. I like the color, I really do. But now I have this stain on my forehead and I can't get it off. Okay. Anyway, Putin diagnosed with cancer as well as Parkinson's. I feel like this is not new news, right? This is not the first time that we're hearing of this, or at least I knew that there was something with his health. It's something that I've heard a ton before, so I don't know if it is, if those were just like speculations or what it was, and now it is coming out like for real that he is not really doing well. Look, I don't wish anyone ill, right? Especially with diseases like Parkinson's, like cancer. However, I really struggle to find empathy. So, what I wanted to know with Putin is how this will impact the war. That is what I want to take a look at first. If any of you have a question regarding Russia, Putin, the war, Ukraine, let me know. How is this going to impact the war? The moon, I think he's just going to pretend that it doesn't exist. He's just going to pretend like it's not true. I think he's going to, and I'm saying that because with the moon, I think of the shadows. I think of what is hidden. I think of just trying to cover it up, even though I do think that he didn't really come out with it, but didn't it sort of get leaked? The information get leaked, so he's just gonna pretend that it didn't happen. He's just gonna pretend that it's not true, but it's eating him up inside. He is getting so freaking desperate. I have the Nine of Swords. I have the Eight of Swords. He has put himself in a corner. He is so incredibly desperate, and I am afraid of how this will impact the war. Just because he wants to go into history as this huge, like, I don't know, with this win, with this war, which I'm pretty sure we can all already see that's not going to happen. He's not going to win this war. There's just no way that he's going to win this war. And I don't think he is really seeing that yet. We see him here with the blindfold on. I really think that he has worked himself into this corner, and he's just not really seeing it. He he's trying everything. He's gonna pull everything out of the closet. I think that it wouldn't surprise me if he is gonna have this final really big thing that he's gonna do in the war. It's not gonna work. It's gonna be not great. I don't want to say the word devastating comes to mind, but I also feel like it's not gonna have the impact that Putin wants it to have. Yeah. Okay. So that is how I think it's going to impact the war. So what I also wanted to know is, how is this going to impact the Russian government? I don't know what's going on with my streams, you guys. I have my YouTube stream and my Twitch stream on my other screen here, and if it looks like it's a little rough and a little more behind than usual, but when I refresh it, it's fine. So I don't know, you guys. How do it impact the Russian government? Fuck's sake. Okay, so this is what I got. I got the Page of Pentacles, the World, and the Emperor. So what I think is, they're gonna give the throne of like Putin's role after he dies. I think he's gonna prepare someone for after Putin's death, and he's gonna prepare someone who is gonna do exactly as Putin wants. And then there's the potential of the cycle happening all over again. And the main goal here is to remain control and to remain in control. That is the goal here. This is the plan. The plan is to put someone else in control after Putin is gone. And I don't know if they are already working on someone, or they have someone in mind who they are sort of like teaching all of this stuff that he needs to do. I mean, let's be honest, it's gonna be he that he needs to do when Putin dies. They're gonna put this plan in place so they can keep the ball rolling, so they can keep looking like everything is going smoothly, like they have everything under control, even though let's be honest, things are like crashing and burning. We just saw that with the previous reading on Putin. Well, how else will this impact the government, the Russian government? I have the Queen of Wands, the Fool, and the Page of Swords. I do think there are going to be, after Putin's death, I think, or at least even this diagnosis, I think is going to give people hope. We have the Queen of Wands. This is confidence. I think this is going to give people, the people, confidence. We have the Fool here, which to me is like naivety, or finding like a new chance, thinking that it could be a new beginning. The Page of Swords, having a cause to fight for, but also just learning new things and being more curious. I think people are so ready for something new. The people of Russia are done with Putin. I think the people, like most people, right? um I'm not necessarily getting anything like the people of Russia really getting to know the truth. I don't see that happening yet necessarily. We could see that in the Page of Swords. That could be like the learning of a new truth, but I don't really know if that is what is going on here right now. Interesting. It also wouldn't surprise me if now that this news came out, I don't know if it's gonna be like before or after his passing, um, that people are gonna be able to or gonna feel more encouraged or gonna feel more emboldened with the Queen of Wands to take a risk, to I don't want to say like overthrow the government, but it's like that. This almost feels like with the and this might be a bad example, but with the Capitol riots, people were very emboldened and were very much taking a risk to show that they were not agreeing. And that is if this was like if I saw like the Fool or the Queen of Wands in reverse, it's like that type of energy. But here I feel it in more of a positive way. I also want to know what the impact on Russia is going to be when Putin dies. Let's see. Things are gonna crash and burn. Like they do have someone lined up to take over after Putin is gone. Like there's not gonna be a democracy. There's not gonna be voting for a new president. But things are gonna take off. The Knight of Wands is adventure. It's also traveling. So it could also be um that these government people are going to be rushed out of office and they're going to flee the country. That's just something that came to mind also, but I think that people are going to stand up. I think people are going to really rally against the government once Putin is gone because they feel more emboldened. But things are definitely going to crash and burn. I don't know how quickly. These two cars make me think that it's going to be really quickly. Uh, but I don't know if it's how quickly it's really going to happen. But we have the Knight of Wands is fire energy. The Tower is associated with the planet Mars, which is about war and conflict. And that is definitely what we're seeing. First of all, with Russia and the Ukraine, but it wouldn't surprise me to see everything crash and burn. Let me see, Julia. I have not seen any recent news about Putin's health conditions. Those rumors have swirled throughout the years, but I have seen nothing new from any credible news source this week. Interesting. I didn't write down like an article, but I have seen people talk about it. I have seen there's this other channel that I really really enjoy, the Black and Orange channel, and the creator of that channel, Autumn. She also does political tarot readings. She does them daily, and you might also really enjoy her. By the way, I really really love her energy. So I'll try to remember to link her channel down below. But she also talked about this earlier this week. I don't really remember what the reading was about, but I remember her reading on it. So, but that is where I saw it, I think. So, ooh, I'm dropping cards. For someone who is an RWS girly, I definitely am. Like you have the Thoth, the Marseille, and the RWS. I really am an RWS girly, but I haven't really liked the original artwork of the RWS for a while. But then anytime I use this deck, I don't gravitate towards this deck often, but when I do, I really enjoy my readings with it. Okay, so nice. Almost cold tea. Love it. Okay. Right now, what we're going to talk about, we have 23, 45, 23, 45. Let's break it up with something light, lighthearted. Um, so I don't know if you guys have heard of this, but there was this right wing dating app. It's really funny. I think it's called like The Right Stuff. Hi, Nicole from Brazil. We're really happy about Lula's victory. Bolsonaro, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, was a terrible president. I am so, so happy for you. welcome here. I hope you watched the previous part where I just did a reading on your new president and what the cards told me that he was going to do for your country. So feel free to sort of scroll back so you can catch that, or watch the replay to go to the timestamp to watch that. Okay, so right now we're talking about right-wing dating apps, just for something a little bit lighthearted before we go into the next two topics that I have prepared that are definitely more heavy. So this is just funny to me, okay? Because the thing with this dating app is that you sign up because you are conservative and you want to find someone to date who is also conservative, who is on the right, like a Trump supporter, blah, blah, whatever, whatever. I know not everybody on the right is a Trump supporter, but just for like, it's a hyperbole, the right term, I think so. So what happened is that all these men were on this dating app and there were no women on there. There were no women on the right-wing dating app. I wonder why. I wonder why. But that was just something that was really funny to me. And when I read that, I had to laugh. I had to laugh. So what I want to know is political themed dating apps. What's next? What can we expect in political themed dating app? Specifically, this one, the right stuff. And I also want to know, how will the right stuff move forward with no women? And they because they put out all these ads with all these women in there, and then men sign up for the app and there are no women in there, because obviously you have to be straight to use the right stuff app, because conservatives only believe in straight relationships. So I don't know, that's funny to me. Okay, what is next for political themed dating apps? Are we gonna see more? Like, what can we expect? What's next for political themed dating apps? Okay. I don't know why I keep pulling cards. I'm getting a couple of the same, like a lot of the same cards that I already pulled today. So we have, first of all, the Seven of Pentacles and the World card. The World card to me is about cycles, so I definitely feel like we're going to see more of these popping up. With the Pentacles here, I think it's either someone who is already established is going to reap the benefits of creating an app of some sort, and because they previously have put in a lot of work, that's how it's going to reap the benefits. I don't think it's going to be successful, though. I have the Nine of Swords here. I don't think it's going to be super successful. I think it's going to run off at first here with the Knight of Wands. So it might be a little bit successful in the beginning. I also am not really getting a particular energy on whether this is like keep it, like it's gonna keep being right-wing dating apps, or if some left-wing dating apps are gonna start to pop up. But I don't really see them as being super popular or like popping off. I don't know, also because we have the moon here, and again, I feel like this ulterior motive, or something that is not seen when it comes to apps. Either you have to pay for it, so the product is like there has to be a product, and if you're not paying for it, it means you are the product, right? That's what we hear often. So either it's going to be a dating app that you pay for, or if it's a free app, then there's going to be an ulterior motive where you are the product and who are they selling you to. Like that's just this is not necessarily dating app specific, but it's something that we see often with mobile. Wow, I sound like I'm ancient, like apps, you know. um I also want to know what is gonna how is the right stuff, like how's that app gonna move forward? The Five of Cups. Sadly, they're sadly moving forward. It's almost as if they see that they have failed, but they sort of don't really want to admit it. They're at a standstill right now. They are trying to figure out ways to profit off of this anyway. They're trying to find ways to keep making money out of this, to try to find some sort of an opportunity, but I don't really know if it's there. I don't really know if it's there. I think they're sort of in denial right now, in yeah, Nine of Wands as well. They're in denial right now. They're gonna try to keep going. They're gonna try to keep moving forward, even though they definitely are at a standstill right now. Because how are you gonna have a straight relationship dating app with no women? Oh, I also had to laugh about this article that I saw where a man gave a statement, and the man said, like, I thought it was a glitch at first, but then I turned on that I was interested in men, just to look. I'm not gay, but just to look. And there were men. I saw men, and then I turned it back because I'm not gay. I'm looking for women, and I don't know. I had to laugh at that I don't know, conservatives, man. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Oh, one last card for how the right stuff will move forward. Oh, interesting. I don't know if there's going to be any legal stuff happening. We have the Eight of Swords as well. I don't know if any legal stuff is gonna happen, or this could also just be a card of consequences. Like, if you're so stuck, like, sorry, but let's be honest, conservatives are stuck in the past, right? They do not want to move forward. They don't want any progressiveness, so they're gonna keep stuck in the past, and it's just not so attractive for people. Like, it's just not so attractive for people, and there's gonna be consequences to that, and the consequence is that they're not gonna be successful. So that is what I see for these political themed dating apps. I would like to know, like, are we gonna see a left wing political dating app? I have the Star and the Five of Swords. So we might, but the same thing goes. Like, if you don't pay for the product, then you are the product, and that is sort of the energy that I'm getting here. Like, we might get one, and that might look hopeful, but there's an ulterior motive with any app, with any business. There's an ulterior motive. Okay, so I'm gonna put my cards back. So, again, if you guys have any questions regarding any of the topics that we're talking about, or if you want to request just another topic, let me know. I am happy to do more topics and to do more readings than I had originally planned. I don't think my boyfriend is coming home from work anytime soon, so I have plenty of time. Okay, so the next topic that I had, let's see, we are at 3220, 32, wait, 3220. Okay, so the next one is kind of heavy again. We have a lot of heavy things going on. I am not Brazilian. I am like a quarter Portuguese. My grandmother is from Portugal. So um, I see a question here in chat. Should more nations be added to the BRICS summit? I don't know what that is, BRICS summit. So I'm going to Google it real quick. But I will come to that after um, my next question. So I want to talk about Nancy Pelosi's husband. I don't know how I missed this last week. I wanted to talk about it last week, but I didn't write it down, and then I forgot during the stream. But Nancy Pelosi, she is a Democrat politician from the US, and someone broke into her home and attacked her husband with a hammer. A husband who is over 80 years old, and he was attacked with a hammer, and he is now in hospital. How is she married? I don't know. She probably went to the courthouse or something. So it's really sad, really. And people on the right are claiming that it is an inside job and all that bullshit. So it's really sad. It's really it's like the attacker obviously was looking for Nancy Pelosi. You haven't heard about that news? Yes. Yes, it was. I think it was Friday, Thursday or Friday last week. And the husband is in the hospital right now. I don't think there's. I do think it wouldn't be. It wouldn't surprise me if it was a lone wolf attack. The person who attacked the husband, he is detained right now, and they did a background check and everything on him, and he was very deep into the QAnon conspiracy shit. So it probably was a lone wolf attack. But yeah, it's really really sad. So what I wanted to know is what the consequences will be for the attacker. I have some ideas, but I want to know if it's true. What are the consequences for the attacker? Um, I don't know if he is a repeat offender. This calls to me for repetitions, or this things makes me think of repetition. Let me see. Lukeski on Twitch says, I've been focusing on Carrie Lake recently. I don't know what that is, who that is, but I wrote it down. And if you have any questions you'd like me to answer through reading, let me know in chat. I'd be happy to help you guys out. So, not sure whether an attack that is essentially a follow through of what tons of people call for right wing conspiracy firms can be called a lone wolf attack. Yeah, I think it's definitely I think it's a lone wolf attack, but it's definitely fueled by a lot of people. It looks more like systematic provocation. I do think so. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Lukeski asked a good question that I definitely wanna cover when it comes to the US midterms. So thank you so much for asking that, and I'll answer it after the Nancy Pelosi's reading. So let's get back to topic. I get easily distracted, in case you couldn't tell. The consequences for this attacker, I think, largely the consequences are going to be based on, first of all, the severeness of this attack, right? Abuse of elderly, among many, many other things that he's being sued with. The correct terms are, I'm sort of blanking on the correct terms. I also have the Ace of Swords. I think it's also going to be based on the attacker's mental health. He's obviously gone down the extreme rabbit hole of QAnon conspiracies, and it wouldn't surprise me if they made an example of him, right? Like, you cannot just go barging into people's houses. You cannot just go barging into politicians' houses and try to attack them. That's literally terrorism, because you're, like, with violence trying to influence politics, like that, and government and all. That's literally terrorism. So it wouldn't surprise me if they're going to make an example out of him. Here with the Three of Wands, this is looking to the future. They want to make sure things like this doesn't happen again. With a hammer, that is absolutely horrendous. Yes, taking inspired action. They want to whoop his ass so badly. They really, yeah, I think they're gonna go hard. I think, yeah, I think they're gonna go hard, and I think, Lukeski asked, is it worse that it was a politician's house rather than a normal person? I think it's horrible that a person got attacked. That is, I think, the overall thing. I think it's horrible that a person was attacked. Then another layer that comes on top of that is that the man was over 80 years old. I think that makes it also really bad. And then also it's really bad because the person that was attacked was a politician. So I think it's overall bad. And because it is a politician, this is political terrorism. If it was a normal person, it wasn't terrorism, but it would still be really, really bad. So yeah, but I think that makes sense. So that is what I wanted to know. I also actually, before I put back my cards, I wanted to know what will happen on the right. Like, we already see people on the right making claims that this was an inside job, like by Nancy's doing and that all that shit. So they are definitely spewing. Um, Six of Cups, just childish behavior. This also makes me feel like going back to their roots, whatever the I'm feeling, or I'm sort of thinking of going back to your roots, going back to your political roots. I don't really know what that means, but if anybody has any insights on that, what does that mean? Like Republicans or conservatives going, or just the right going back to your political roots. I don't know what that necessarily means, but that is what I'm getting. Yeah. Um, I feel like they're gonna go just deeper into the rabbit hole. That's what I'm getting. They're gonna get deeper into the rabbit hole. They're gonna let me think, because I feel like Four of Wands with stability, foundation, this only builds their foundation, that 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 the left is so um elusive, that the Four of Bamboo, no, it's the Four of Wands, that they're going to use this as a foundation, or to build their foundation into saying that the left lies and that the left does these things to that it's like the right did it, but they're going to keep deflecting. Basically, they're going to keep deflecting. So okay, next we're going to talk about the US midterms, because there's a lot going on. So we're at 41 minutes right now. Just updating my timestamps for YouTube. Okay. There are US midterms coming up. I'm not gonna lie, you can probably tell by my accent, I'm not American, and American politics are really confusing. Okay, there is so much, and I am part of a couple of Discord servers, and one of them is also very political. And someone was kind enough to give me an entire explanation of what the midterms are about. So let me see. I thought in 2022, midterms meaning that they are electing their governor, US Senate seat, US House seats, and seats in the General Assembly, which is divided into the House of Representatives and Senate. Different states use different names. Um, so not all states elect their governor this year. Last year, Virginia elected its governor. So there's so much going. There's so much going on. Um, yeah, I have to read. I already read through. Like it is kind of a lot. It's kind of a lot. So Julia says, I miss those times when I had never heard the term US midterms and I had no reason to care. Let me see. Nicole said, sorry if you've already done a reading about this today, but my question is, should we in Brazil expect something similar to the Capitol attack in the US to happen? I have not done a reading on that yet, but I'm going to do the US midterms readings now, and then afterwards I'm definitely gonna answer your question. So I first want to take a look at the midterms on a country-wide level, and then I want to look into specific states, like Lekeski. I see the name Luke because I know Lukes in my life, but I shouldn't assume pronouns. I'm sorry, that's bad of me. I'm trying to rewire my brain in that way. But Lukeski asked if Arizona, yes, Arizona is going on right now. So you asked about Kerry Lake. So that's the first one that I'm gonna take a look at. So if anybody else has another state that you want me to look at, I have already looked at Texas a couple of weeks earlier, but let me know if there are any states, any names that you would like me to do a reading on. So first I want to know what we can expect from the US midterms on a country-wide level. US midterms country-wide level. You guys. We have the Seven of Swords. This literally screams to me stealing your votes. Stealing your votes. Like what I've already seen happening is the polls right now for the US midterms are overall making it look like Democrats are taking the most wins. And Republicans, or many Republicans, I'm just gonna just say the groups of people, and I obviously don't mean all of them. But Republicans are saying that Democrats are faking these polls and that Democrats definitely will not win and whatever, blah, blah. But you can either vote on election day itself, which off the top of my head, I think it's November 8th or November 7th. I think it's November 8th on Tuesday. You can either vote on that day or you can mail in your votes like before Tuesday. And they will first count all the votes that come in on election day. And it is suspected, it is people are sort of predicting that the people who vote on election day will mostly be Republicans, and then mostly Democrats will mail in their votes beforehand. So the thing is that we will probably, on election day, after the first initial votes are counted, it will look like the Republicans have won overall mostly. Like there are a lot of elections going on, so not just for one president. And then when the mail-in votes are counted, that is when we're going to see more Democrats win overall. So it is assumed that Republicans are going to state, just like with the presidential election, that there was fraud, that there was voter fraud, and that all of the mail-in votes should not be counted because they are voter fraud or they are fraud. So that is what is suspected that is gonna happen. Let's see. So that is what I see here. Like there's gonna be that whole the vote is stolen or the election is stolen. That is gonna happen. It is gonna be so draining for everybody. It's gonna be a really tough time. I think literally on November 8th. Isn't that when the eclipse is happening? I think so. I think the eclipse is happening on election day. So there's going to be a lot of really, really heavy energies going on around the election. So these two cards around the US midterms overall on a countrywide level don't surprise me. Yes. So now I want to look at specific states. So definitely drop states or names of politicians in the chat. So I already have my first request, I guess, from Lukeski over on Twitch. Arizona is going on right now. Both Obama and Clinton have gone out of their way to disparage Kari Lake, and she's ahead in the polls. You wanted to know if Kari Lake will become the governor of Arizona. So I just Googled Kari Lake because obviously I don't know who she is. Let's see. She is from the Republican Party in Arizona. So she is campaigning for governor of Arizona. Got it. Is the Republican nominee in the 2022 Arizona gubernatorial election. So it's Kari Lake against Katie Hobbs. Okay. Let me see. So Kari Lake is apparently ahead in the polls. So let me see, what is the energy around? You know what? I'm gonna do Kari Lake and then also Katie Hobbs to see what their energy is. So first, Kari Lake, their energy is Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles is a card of opportunities. It's a card. It could also indicate finances. So I don't know if she has like a financial step up, I guess, that where Kari Lake is more financially supported than Katie Hobbs. Let me see energy on Katie Hobbs. Why did I get two cards? Interesting. So I got two cards for Katie Hobbs. I got the Queen of Pentacles as well as the Devil. So the Queen of I feel like it's almost like, because this is how they turned up, right? Queen of Pentacles in front, and then I looked at what is behind it, and it's the Devil card. When the Queen of Pentacles is this caring person, is this, like, this is like my vegan card, right? Oftentimes the Queen of Pentacles is my vegan card, environmentally aware, all of that, and that is the presentation forward. But we do have the Devil, so there's, again, it doesn't surprise me either with politics and uh with ulterior motives. Like, doesn't everybody, like, can we trust anyone in politics, really? Like, I think it's pretty obvious I am pretty left wing, pretty left wing in my politics. But it's like, who can we trust in politics? Like, everybody seems to have an ulterior motive. So here we do have, for both Carrie Lake and Katie Hobbs, um we have pentacles. So they're both in it for the material stuff, right? They both are in it for the material stuff. I do think that in this case, Carrie Lake seems to have a little bit of a leg up, um, financially, but I think that hmm, I don't know, because the Devil card doesn't always have to be super negative, right? We think of the Devil as something super negative, but in tarot, cards don't really have to be super negative or super positive. They can be this bit of a gray area, depending on the context and the question and the people, So the Devil card, this could literally indicate that, and I'm going to show you up close, but we're going to see some genitals, okay? I hope I hope YouTube or Twitch doesn't like let me just cover it up, okay? Let me cover it up just for YouTube and Twitch sake. So we see them chained. So it's almost this puppeteer game where, I don't know if Katie Hobbs necessarily is in charge. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if, like, this is literally the energy of Katie Hobbs and what she wants to present, but there's someone controlling her, there's someone behind the scenes controlling her, or which is also not something that is super weird or unheard of in politics, right? So that is what I see with Carrie Lake and Katie Hobbs. So that is that. Let's see. Lukeski said, so trust neither. I don't know them personally, but that is the energy of my of the reading that I got. So let me know, which other states do you wanna see? Do you wanna see? I already did one on Texas with Greg Abbott and Beto O'Rourke. I think that's how you call him. So let me know if you have any other states that you would like me to do a reading on, because the US midterms are coming up. I know it's kind of hectic, and if we don't have anything new for the midterms, I'm just gonna take other questions from chat. Nicole asked one about Brazil, but I'm trying to sort of stick to my topics, and then otherwise, I keep messing about with my timestamps. My tea is very cold. So, if there are no other states that we want to take a look at, Lukeski, what is hail? Do you hail from Brazil? I am not from Brazil. I am Dutch. I'm from the Netherlands. But my grandmother was Portuguese, so I I often get people asking me if I am Eastern European, which I'm not. I'm not even a little bit Eastern European, but that's always funny to me, because apparently it's probably because I dye my hair so often as well. So I keep changing up my look, and people don't really know whether I'm like what I am, what nationality I am, because we are pretty culturally mixed here in the Netherlands, which I really like. But yeah, oftentimes people do look at me and think that I'm not completely Dutch. So, oh, okay. I'm seeing a couple of questions that I'm really enjoying, that I really like. So, what I'm gonna do, I'm first going to take um let me see. I'm first gonna take Nicole's question, and I'm gonna put that in. We are at 4:30. 50 or 30. We have Nicole's question. Should we in Brazil expect something similar to the Capitol attack in the US to happen next year? That's some scary shit. Dutch and Spanish are really not super similar. Like, we're both European, but Spanish really sounds super different. Spanish is more similar to French, which I suck at French. I once had a French teacher. She was horrible, and she once graded my paper in front of 2 other classes where I got an F, and she just like she put like red stripes on all of my answers because I was horrible at French, which she knew. So I have a trauma when it comes to French, at least the language. Okay, so the question: expect something similar to happen to the Capitol attack in the US to happen next year in Brazil. Oop. Why do I keep getting the same cards? Okay, so here we see the Five of Swords again. Any Two of Cups. The first thing that popped into mind with the Two of Cups is, I think that as long as the current president willingly gives it's almost an exchange, right? An exchange of cups, in this case an exchange of power. I think as long as the new president willingly gives up his power to the new president, I think that is going to be really important in keeping the peace. If the current president is going to make a fuss about all of it, and he's going to be like, oh, this is a loss for, or they stole my win, like that sort of thing. If the current president is going to go that route, then there might be some not I'm not getting the feeling of like an actual like capital attack happening, but I think the way that the current president is gonna handle um delivering, like giving his power, like giving his seat to da Silva, I think the way that he handles that is gonna be crucial, is gonna be the biggest factor in whether or not people are gonna riot. Let me see if I can get anything else on that. We have the Six of Cups, which to me feels like going back in time. I have the Page of Swords. Again, a cause worth fighting for is how oftentimes I oftentimes see this. So anything about history of Brazil, but is there anything that happened in the history of Brazil where something similar happened, or where people were fighting for a certain cause, or where people were fighting something having to do with information? Because when I look at the Page of Swords, I think of something having to do with information, which could be information or misinformation, and acting upon that misinformation. So how much like history is there in Brazil when it comes to misinformation? I don't know. So I would love to hear that, but there might be a connection to something that happened in the past, that is gonna brew up again. That's going to brew up again in the beginning of 2023. So that's interesting. That's interesting. Why are nations all splitting into seeing their fellow citizens as enemies? Because politics is extremely polarizing. It's wild. I think what I'm gonna do, because I had turned my chat box off for a while, just because I got some trolls in my chats. But because I have YouTube and Twitch, I want you guys to be able to read each other's comments as well. Thank you so much for the follow, Hearthstone Gamer. I appreciate it. So let's take a look. I had some more questions. There was something about the BRICS summit. Where was that? Let me scroll back. Thank you so much, TrexFax, for following. I appreciate it. My alerts look a bit strange, I am seeing, but yes. I'm scrolling back. Right. Should more nations be added to the BRICS summit? I first have to take a look at what that is. Okay, so we're at 1 hour in and 10 seconds. Let's do 10 seconds. More nations. So I'm looking up. The BRICS summit is held. It's in China. It's the 14th annual BRICS summit, a conference for international. Let's see. What is it? What is it? What is it? BRICS is the acronym coined to associate 5 major emerging economies: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Okay. So, what is the purpose? To achieve better economic expansion. So, I think the question is if more nations should be added to the BRICS summit. So, I'm assuming that. Oh no, no, Lakeski, I'm not talking about you trying to troll. In previous live streams that I've done, political streams, because politics, it's very polarizing. So yes, let's take a look. Should more nations be added to the BRICS summit? So with Brazil, Russia, India, China, what did I say? South Africa. Should more nations be added to the BRICS summit? Ooh, Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune to me is a wheel, like a turn of events. And I mean, what is a bigger turn of events than one of the BRICS countries literally starting a war? Russia, looking at you. So there might, the question is should, but I think I'm getting the answer to will more nations be added to the BRICS summit. Hmm, I don't know if necessarily more countries are gonna be added to it, but I think we are going to see a change when it comes to the BRICS. Like I said, it's an acronym for the annual summit between the supreme leaders of 5 countries, the ones that I just said. Interesting. So I think we are going to see something new, and I think my first thought was Russia, right? I think that we're going to see something new happen with BRICS in regards to Russia. I think. I mean, China is already not like a friend necessarily of the West. Like the West really is like having the shutter, like what do you call them, like the shutters on to not look at what China is doing, um because the West benefits from it financially to have an economic relationship with China. um but Russia is also involved with BRICS, and Russia is not really like they're not really having a great image right now. Their reputation really isn't great right now. So let's see. Julia says Wheel of Fortune makes sense because the leaders of the other countries have to seriously ask themselves how much economic cooperation with Russia is appropriate at the moment. Thank you. That is what I was trying to formulate, but I couldn't really find the words. But that is, yes, I think you are so spot on. Yes, I think it does make sense. Uh, BRICS must be about 75% of the world's population. I mean, there are some big countries in there. Yes. And some highly populated countries as well. Yes. Yes. Okay. Good question. Thank you. So I'm going to scroll back because I know that Julia had another question. Let's see. Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, I saw this. So Julia is asking, let me see. We are 1 hour. My YouTube, my YouTube live studio keeps messing up. So I'm having a little bit of trouble with the timestamps. 1:04 and then 45. Because Julia asked, will the sacking of all those Twitter employees lead to an unhindered takeover of Twitter by right wing conspiracy theorists and agitators? So I did talk about Twitter and Elon Musk. I think it was last week, and it was a really interesting. That was a really interesting reading as well. Um, so let's see. CPP is the biggest enemy to the West right now. Is that CPP is China, right? Yes. You're welcome. I really enjoy getting requests for topics. So, yes. Okay. So, Twitter employees have been sacked, have been getting sacked. Elon Musk took over Twitter. All that shit, all that shit. So, will the sacking of all those Twitter employees lead to an unhindered takeover of Twitter by right wing conspiracy theorists and agitators? Starting with the. Why am I getting all the similar cards, you guys? Why does everything I pull have similar energy? It's wild. So I have the Eight of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. I am pulling so many Pentacle cards today. I don't know. I'm just noticing. Um, Yeah, I think with the Knight of Pentacles, it's like literally standing still and almost going back in time. Here with the Eight of Pentacles, again, I'm feeling like repetition of some sorts. Let me think. I want some clarifier cards. Like, basically, I want to know the consequences of the sacking of all those Twitter employees. I'm dropping some cards. Where's my card? Oh, it's all the way over there. Okay. Another Pentacle card, King of Pentacles. I'm pretty sure I pulled King of Pentacles for Elon Musk last week as well. Huh. And with Pentacles, I'm also feeling conservatism. So I think we sort of already know the answer to the question, like even before I pull cards, right? But we just want to know if the cards have anything to add about the Twitter takeover with Elon Musk, as well as the sacking of the Twitter employees. Page of Wands. Twitter is going to go into a different direction. I don't know necessarily if the sacking of half of Twitter employees won't make any difference. I don't know if it's necessarily not going to make any difference, but I think it's a sign. I think it's a sign of what we already thought was going to happen. Twitter is going to go into a new direction with the Page of Wands. They're going to try new things. They're going to experiment. I think they're going to fall flat on their face. I do think so. I think they're going to experiment. I think they're going to try new things, going to head into a different direction. But I don't think inspired action, magician, they're going to try and try and try, and they're going to really do different things with the platform, or they're going to take the platform in a different direction. But I don't think it's going to be super successful judgment. People are going to come for their asses of Twitter. Like, I already talked about a potential competitor, but more in a left-wing sort of social media app. Like, I don't think if that is necessarily going to happen, but I think it's a smart idea. Will they bring back Donald Trump? I thought that they already did, but maybe not. So let me see. Will they bring back Donald Trump to Twitter? Trumpy, is he going to be back to Twitter? It almost feels like Elon Musk and Donald Trump being friends, and Elon Musk being like, Donald, I gotcha. I gotcha. Like that is what this gives me. Like, I don't know if the two like actually talk in private. I would not be surprised. Like, billionaires know each other, right? I don't even know if Donald Trump is still a billionaire. He's getting a lot of fucking lawsuits. Um, these are not twins necessarily. No, these are not necessarily twins. Um, this is like a friendship. This is a bond between two people, a connection between two people. So I wouldn't be surprised if Trump and Musk are friends or friendly acquaintances and like privately talk to each other. Mm. Oh man. Oh man. Yeah. I think I saw another question. Can I ask for a reading on who will win the Russia-Ukraine war? So, what is a challenge when it comes to actually predictive readings? I like doing predictive readings because it's like a little bit. Thank you so much for subscribing. I think it's a little bit of a touchy. Not maybe not touchy, but when it comes to predictions, it is literally like either you're right or you're wrong. And I have already had some readings that went into a different direction than how I interpreted the cards. Like if I interpreted that same card in a slightly different way, then I would have been right in my prediction. But I interpreted it a little differently. So, and that was with the Liz Truss reading. I thought that she was going to go really quickly with implementing things, but apparently she was really quickly moving her ass out of office. So that is like the things that I might get wrong. So I always say when it comes to predictive readings, things are not ever set in stone. That is what I believe, and I am truly 100% being okay. Like, I'm okay with being wrong. I don't mind being wrong. Um, however, oh, yes, Julia, thank you. The tarot shows us options that we can still influence, and these type of binary choices are not good questions to the tarot. I do think so, yes. And I did already do a reading on the war, and overall, it's not looking good for Russia. Like, I can already tell you that without pulling cards, it's not looking good for Russia. So yes, Elon took a $14 billion loan from the Saudis to buy Twitter, and the interest payment alone for this loan is $1 billion a year. Oh, Elon. That's so wild. Oh, that's so wild. Like I cannot fact that check that right now, but if that is true, that's wild. That's wild. Oh. Hmm. So let me know if you guys have any more questions, like even something again regarding the midterms. Let me know, or anything else politics wise, even if it's like super niche and it's just something in your country. I have looked at politics in the Netherlands as well, and that is not necessarily something that all Americans really care about. But these readings are really more on a global level is what I want to do. I feel like a lot of political tarot readings are very US based, which makes sense, especially if the tarot reader themselves are American. But I really like doing these readings on a more global level. I really enjoy that, and because I'm also learning so much about it as well. Let's see what else I am getting here. I just read that there are 100 activists doing a sit in at Schiphol Airport, blocking private planes. You guys, look, am an I guess I could be like called an environmentalist. Um, I'm vegan. I am totally I believe in climate change. I think it's a problem. I think we should do something. I also think a lot of these activists are a little cringe. Like they're getting people to talk about them. I think that's good. I think that's good. I think Schiphol is a huge airport, and it's not great for the environment. I am really trying to I don't even have money to go on vacation right now, okay? But I do think that like I wanna be very conscious of the way that I travel. Let's see. On top of the $100 billion the US pays to these Saudis every year for the national debt. Is that true? Wow, that's wild. Will they manage to raise awareness of the incredibly horrific environmental footprint private flights have? Oh, forever, when I hear private flights, I will think of Taylor Swift. Like, who else? Okay, let me see. I'm just copying this for the timestamps so that I can add them. Will the and you asked specifically about the activists doing a sit-in at Schiphol, that is in Amsterdam, by the way. That's the airport in Amsterdam. Um, but I want to know, like, we are seeing a lot of these environmental activists right now gluing themselves to walls and tables of talk shows. So I want to know if they are going to be able to manage to raise awareness of the incredibly horrific environmental footprint private flights have. So in this case, it's specifically the private flights, but I also want to know um, about the effect of these activists overall. So first, why am I getting the Five of Swords again? I have the Five of Swords and I have the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles, poverty. Um, I do think I think so. I think that it feels very double. I do think that they're going to be able to show like with poverty you can think of like financial poverty, but in this case I feel like it's material, like nature, environmental poverty, and I think that they are raising awareness for that. I also think that look at the smug face, right? Look at the smug face. There are people who are going to take this sit-in, who are going to take this activism, and they're going to put a different spin on it because that is what benefits them, or it's because they have zero empathy, they have zero awareness of like they have zero environmental awareness, and they are going to twist this into something that is like cringe and blah blah blah. But I think overall they are gonna, I don't know if they're going to convince the right people, but they are definitely gonna put some people into thinking when it comes to private flights, especially if they are really vocal about it. I think they need to be really vocal about what their goal is and what they want to bring awareness to, and not just do a sit in and sit and like we see with some of the more cringe like splashing of soup on paintings, right? That is just a little cringe, and I don't really think if that is necessarily getting the message across. I think the delivery of the message should be just as powerful, if not more powerful, than uh, the way that they are doing their activism, if that makes sense. Interesting. So let's take a look at if they like what is the overall effect of these activists that we're seeing right now gluing themselves to museum walls, gluing themselves to talk show tables. That is what happened here in the Netherlands. Inspired action. You can tell that they can that they are inspiring each other. It's didn't it start with the gluing of like the Mona Lisa, right? Or was it not the Mona Lisa? I don't remember. But there were the two women, or at least female presenting people, who threw like soup onto a painting and then glued themselves to the wall. That was like the first bit, and after that we kept hearing these things and we kept seeing these things in the news because these inspired actions keep inspiring others to also take action. And I feel like if it's gonna be it's gonna keep inspiring people. People are gonna, I think people are gonna keep going, and they are noticing that this is something that sparks attention. I don't know if it's necessarily like the right way to do things. Yeah, the stop oil activists, thank you. Those. Um, I don't know if it's necessarily gonna work, but for the goal that they have in mind. But I do think that they're gonna inspire some people, and yeah. So that is what I do think. Oh, they threw it over a Van Gogh. Right, right, right. That was it. Or I'm saying Van Gogh because that is the English pronunciation, but Van Gogh was actually, I think he was either Flemish or Dutch. So if you want to know a lesson in how to actually pronounce his name, it is Vincent van Gogh. So that is how you pronounce it in Dutch. So just a little language lesson for you guys. Um, yes. So that is that for the activists. I like that. The magician fits particularly well if you look at it through the lens of life progression through the major arcana. Yes, I like that. I like that. You have been to the Van Gogh Museum. Oh, where is that? Is that in the Netherlands, the Van Gogh Museum? Yes, it is. I haven't even gone there. You guys, I need to go to more museums. I really enjoy museums, but I never really like when is the right time to go to a museum? In like holidays, but then I want to sit at home and do nothing. Like I am such a homebody. I'm such a homebody. But I want to go to more museums. I really do. Well, you learned a new thing today. Van Gogh. Yes, pronunciation. Yes. They threw soup at the plexiglass protecting the painting. Yes. Okay, I saw another question from Lukeski. Do you think humans will do more damage trying to solve the climate crisis if they let it play out? Um, just my personal opinion, I don't think so. I don't think so. Only go if you want to. I do want to. I really want to go to museums. My boyfriend also really enjoys museums, but we haven't really gone on any vacations in a very long time because we've been students for a long time, and now it's the first like school year where we both have a job. I am a teacher. He is a chef, so that is why he's working right now. Julia says, I'm not a big fan of the soup on painting stunts, but it's important to be honest. None of the paintings were ever in danger. That's very true. And the activists know that. They know that. And I don't really love the painting stunts either. Yeah. But no, I don't think that humans will do more damage trying to solve the climate crisis than just letting it play out, because I think letting it play out is really dangerous. Ooh, so you guys, I'm really enjoying this. I'm so happy that I'm doing this on a different timing. Usually I do it in my afternoons, but that is really, really early in most parts of the US. So I definitely think I'm gonna keep this time. I really like it. I really like having you guys in chat and chatting with you and having you here. So I'm really enjoying myself. So let me know if guys have any more questions. Um, I'm trying to think because what I do throughout the week is I have this like I organize all of my content in Trello. I love being organized. I love schedules. I love planning all of that stuff. So throughout the week, whenever I come across a news story or something politics wise, then I'll add it into a Trello like document, and that is what I have pulled up on my screen right now. To do the readings with, so that I always have content or news stuff to talk about. So let me know if you guys have any more questions for world news or for politics, or like again midterms are coming up, which is pretty like a pretty big deal in the in the Netherlands. No, in the US, it's a pretty big deal in the US. So let me know if you have any more questions, because I already have done the questions that I wanted to do, but I'm always open um, for more suggestions. I love taking suggestions. You guys, I'm so I talked about this last week already, but I'm so mad about the World Cup and the fact that it's in Qatar, and that countries are just going to that, even though how it has happened while building the stadium, and then also just overall the like non-existing human rights in Qatar. It's wild that people think football is more important than human rights. I don't get it. I don't get it, and it makes me mad. So thank you so much for being here, Julia. I'm really happy that you were here, and I'm really happy that we had some other people to chat with for a change. Usually, it's or often it's Julia and I in here, and it's nice to have some more voices in here as well, so we can hang out with multiple people. Thank you so much for being here. So, if there are not any other questions that you guys have, then I'm also gonna head out, or head out like I'm going anywhere. It's Saturday night. I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna sit on the couch and watch or play Stardew Valley. That's my super exciting Saturday plans. So yes, what are your Saturday plans? What are you guys gonna do? It's Saturday, so you could be doing like, I don't know, all sorts of fun stuff. I do not have a very exciting life. I'm not gonna lie. Um, I like that question. I like that question. Will Rishi Sunak outlast Liz Truss? So I have done a reading on Rishi Sunak as well. I don't think it was last week, but the week before, I think. So definitely check that out. I have a short on it as well. If you don't have the attention span to watch back an entire episode or the entire part of the reading, will Rishi Sunak outlast Liz Truss? Will Rishi Sunak outlast Liz Truss? Let's see. I have the Empress. I have the Wheel of Fortune. Oh. I think so. I think Rishi Sunak has potential. I think, and I talked about that in the previous reading with about Rishi Sunak as well. I also have the world card here, which to me is a repetition or a like cycles happening again, or cycles. How should I say this? Cycles repeating, I guess. Um, hmm. But yeah, I think Rishi Sunak is gonna be something different. I do think so. That's what I think. So, of course, Rishi is a globalist choice, not elected, and stood unopposed as leader. Well, the Tories gotta have someone. Like, after Boris Johnson and Liz Truss, like I'm sure many people want to be like the leader, but the UK politics right now, it's a mess. And I talked about this with my sister-in-law. She visited today for to have some coffee, and we talked about Dutch politics being like a mess right now, where we have over 20 political parties in parliament right now, which is a mess. Like, it's better than just having to choose between like two presidents. um but he indeed, he's not a democratic choice. Like, the only part of it that's democratic is the fact that Tories are the biggest party, and they then chose their own political leader, I guess. So you're right, but yeah, I do think, and I did do a reading on Rishi Sunak. I do think he has some potential, um but you're right, he was not a democratic choice. You're right. UK PM post is on daily wage. What does that mean? Like, their salary? Is that what you mean? Or the UK Prime Minister post is on daily wage, almost as if there's like a new job posting every day? Or is that what you mean? Yeah, they chose Liz Truss and she was forced out. Well, I mean, she had some economic plans that were not great. Like, I did a reading on Liz Truss as well, and the first the question that I asked was, what was Liz Truss gonna do for the UK? And the first card that I pulled was the Five of Pentacles, which is the card of poverty. So she was definitely gonna make the poor people poorer and the rich people richer, and that was essentially what her plans were about. And shocker, that did not go over well. So yeah. Yeah, they keep changing almost every other day. Yeah, didn't they have like three different prime ministers in like 2 months? If my math is somewhat correct. Yeah, that's wild. Someone on some organization chose Rishi Sunak for the leader of the UK, and it has nothing to do with the British people. Yeah, I don't know. Like, what is? I don't super understand UK politics, right? But what happened in the Netherlands was when our previous parliament like fell. It was right before we had parliament elections anyway, so there wasn't really much that happened there. But our parliament fell because of some scandal that happened, and I don't understand how or why the current British government isn't falling, so they have re-elections. I don't understand, but also I just don't understand UK politics in general. But I feel like if, like, I don't know, I don't know. It's I don't know. I don't know. I don't know enough about UK politics. I'm here to pull cards and to give us some insights, but I'm definitely not an expert on all types of politics. I'm learning more, and I find it super fascinating. I find it really interesting. Um, yeah. So let me know, you guys, if you have any more questions. I'm really enjoying. Oh, I missed some comments here. Wait, I missed some comments here. Oh, I'd love to watch some videos about the games you play on the Switch. I currently only play Animal Crossing. So let me grab my Switch. It's like right over there, and I can show you the games that I'm playing. Okay, so this is my Switch. Okay, let me see. So what I have on here, I only have 4 games on here, and 2 of them are Pokemon. Thank you, Lukeski. I like compliments. Thank you. um, so the first game that I ever played on here is Animal Crossing. So these are the games that I have on my Switch. I have Animal Crossing. That was the first one that I played because we got into lockdown in 2020, and then my boyfriend and I both purchased a Nintendo Switch. And yes, I got the gray Joy Cons. Yes, my boyfriend has the blue, and like you can actually see it. Wait, right there. That is my boyfriend's Switch. He also has the PS5. Um, and we played Animal Crossing for a long time. Then Pokemon Sword and Shield came out, so I started playing Pokemon Sword, and my boyfriend played Pokemon Shield. And then we got Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl when they came out, I think about a year later, I think. Um I love Pokemon, right? I am a huge Pokemon fan, and I played Pokemon Red so much when I was younger. I played Pokemon Red so much. And then I didn't really play Johto much. I really liked it, but I just didn't have the games because I was super young and I didn't have any money. Then I played a lot of Pokemon Sapphire, and my brother had Pokemon Ruby. And then I played a little bit of Pokemon Diamond, but not really too much. And then I sort of stopped playing Pokemon. So all of the other Pokemon games between Diamond and Sword Shield, I did not play. So I really loved Pokemon Sword, even though it got a lot of hate. And then recently I got Stardew Valley, and I'm playing Stardew Valley on my Switch, and my boyfriend is playing it on his PS5. So that is what we're playing right now. And in like 2 weeks, the new Pokemon game is going to come out. So, yes, I'm super excited about that. I had been thinking of, I actually have an entire Twitch channel already made because I was thinking of playing games on Twitch. But I don't know. I'm really enjoying these live streams with political tarot readings. And I feel like if I have more time for live streaming, why wouldn't I want to do more tarot reading live streams? I don't know. It's something to think about. So we are very much deviated from the topic of tarot and political tarot readings. It's 3 week for the new World of Warcraft expansion if you play that too. I don't play World of Warcraft. Is it something that you can play on the Switch too, or if it is it a console or on the computer only? I do have an iMac, and another game that I play is The Sims. I love The Sims 4. I really like it. Thank you for commenting on your Switch games. You're welcome. I love talking about things that I like. I can geek out about that stuff a lot. So, oh. Thank you guys so much. I'm really enjoying myself. I usually have, because I used to stream in the afternoon, I didn't really get a lot of people in chat, which I don't mind because I got some great people in chat that are here regularly. And I'm really happy to have you guys here and to be chatting and to, I don't know, to have a conversation. And even if like, I don't need to surround myself with people who have like exactly the same political beliefs as I do, but I like having respectful conversations about politics and about political beliefs. And I don't know, I feel like that is what we're doing here, and I really like it. I'm really enjoying myself. So I hope you guys are enjoying it too. I definitely let me actually look at my calendar because I do think next week yes, next week I am definitely gonna be able to stream at the same time. So that's 7 p.m. for me, my time, which I'll also always have in my YouTube community tab, but I have it in my Twitch schedule as well. So whether you are on YouTube or Twitch, my schedule will be on there. And I always schedule my stream like a day in advance on YouTube, so you can find me there. The week after, I don't think I'm going to be able to stream on Saturday night. So I might need to do that on Friday, depending on what happens. But I'll put that on the community tab. Do you play first player games like GTA? Not really, but only because I haven't really seen one that I really like I used to play like I said, I grew up watching Pokemon or playing Pokemon, watching Pokemon, and I also played a lot of PlayStation 1 games. So like the nostalgia with Klonoa, that's not first player, I know. But I played Klonoa, I played Spyro. What else did I play? I played the Harry Potter games, the really weird like the with the that look really really strange. World of Warcraft is PC only. Okay, okay, got it, thank you. uh yeah, I played a lot of those games. Let me see, because I actually have a Trello tab as well of the games that I was planning on streaming, if I do end up streaming games. I played Dragon Ball Z, the fighting game. Oh my god, Lukeski, you just asked me about Dragon Ball Z. That's so funny. But I played, let me see, Dragon Ball Z, the Ultimate Battle 22. That is what I played. And it was like the super cringy looking or the battling like two like one on one, and it was so much fun. I love that so much. I played Spyro, I played the Hercules games as well. The game, the anime. I have never watched it actually. There are not a lot of anime things that I have seen. I have seen Avatar: The Last Airbender. Absolutely love it. I'm such a stan of Avatar: The Last Airbender as well as The Legend of Korra. I love it. I actually have my Avatar themed tarot deck here. It's one of my favorite decks. It's the Afro Avatar Tarot. So if you are into Avatar, then I love this so much. But I like Avatar. I like Pokemon. Look at that. Look at that. Avatar: The Last Airbender. I love it so much. There are also some original characters in here as well, but also a lot from the show. And this is Avatar specific. This is not Korra, not about the Legend of Korra. this is stunning. Like if you are into Avatar, this is the Afro Avatar tarot. Right now, it is not in print, but I hope that the creator of this deck is gonna put them back in print, or maybe you can get a copy secondhand. Let me see what else. I have also seen Death Note. I think I've seen that either 2 or 3 times. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed that. So I pretty much have seen like the ones that non-anime fans have watched, but I don't mind anime. Which one did I recently see? I'm in a Discord server and people were talking about like some Studio Ghibli movies as well. So which one did I see? The one where the town gets covered by water. Akira. I've not seen Akira. No. What is the Studio Ghibli movie where the town gets covered in water and we have this little girl that comes that's like living in the sea, this bubble girl, I think. I really like that one. And then also the one with the bathhouse. Those are the ones that I've seen from Studio Ghibli, and I really like those. And I'm definitely into watching more of that. But I don't know, I am so obsessed with watching YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube, so shows and movies. I usually don't watch them, and if I watch any shows or movies, it's with my boyfriend, and he has a very different taste than I do. So we usually get to compromise either by watching something that we have already seen together, like Friends, How I Met Your Mother, Avatar: Last Airbender, what we are re-watching right now, um, or we're watching something that he wants me to watch. Like we recently watched Band of Brothers, which was really great, as well as the show Chernobyl, which was also really mind blowing. Other games that I played, like I don't know if you are from a similar generation as I am, so if this is gonna hit nostalgia for you guys, but I played Pajama Sam. I loved Pajama Sam. The uh, the one where he goes into the forest. And then Freddy Fish. I also played on my computer, and I played a lot of Crash Bandicoot. Love those. So those were the games that I used to play, and that was like sort of what I was thinking of, like a potential Twitch streaming channel on Twitch, but probably also on YouTube, to play a lot of like retro games or just games that I used to play when I was younger, and I wanted to stream those. That reminds me of a film called Pacific Rim. Let me Google that. What is that? Pacific Rim. Science fiction monster film. What? The Studio Ghibli one reminds you of this? Really? Okay, cool. Thanks for sharing that. So yeah, I think I was in the middle of thanking you guys for, I don't know, being so great, being a great chat. And I have been live streaming for a bit right now, for a couple of months now. I've been trying to do this regularly every Saturday just because I'm really enjoying live streaming, and I really enjoy doing these political streams, political readings. So thank you guys so much for being here. I don't think I have anything else to necessarily talk about. So, if you have anything that you would like to add or let me know, then you can let me know. And for those watching on the replay, feel free to comment down below what I should do a reading on next time, because I'm really enjoying myself. I'm surprised you haven't got any haters yet. That's just for this stream actually. In some previous streams, I've definitely gotten some haters. I had to block some people. I had some people on Twitch asking to see my feet. So yes, I've definitely gotten some haters. I also get some haters on like the live streams and my shorts, but I just delete them. I don't care. I know what my beliefs are. I know what I believe is right. I know what my political beliefs are. And I know what type of people I want my channel to be a safe space for. And it's not for intolerant, hateful people. So I know what I no, I know what you meant. I know what you meant. People who politically disagree with me. Yes, there are plenty, and I have so far blocked quite a few. So, yes, thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I would love to see you here next week as well. I'm gonna be live at the same time as I was today, but maybe the clock is going backwards for you guys. I think I already had that last weekend, so definitely like make sure you get your zones correct. So I'm gonna go live 7 p.m. Uh, like Central European Time, CET. So that is where when I'm going live next week. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate you guys, and I don't know. I am ending this stream with a very happy and content feeling. So, and I have you guys to thank for that. So, thank you so much.